Welcome back, dear traders. Shares of Boeing and Lucid Group Incorporated, the manufacturer of posh electric cars, incurred losses at the end of the week. Meanwhile, Tesla is cutting price tags on its vehicles. Manufacturer of luxury handbags Birkin Hermes has been unaffected by a slowdown in the US economy because its sales jumped by 23%. What other surprises have caught investors off guard this week? Let's discuss the results of the week with me, Nedachina, as well as the New York pre-market on a Friday 14. Wall Street received a double gift, in particular softer than expected producer prices and consumer prices. What could be better? Such considerable inflation deceleration served as a catalyst for a rally of the US stock indexes and landed a punch on the US dollar. However, there is a fly in the ointment which could dampen optimism on Wall Street. Investors still rekindle memories of the recent bank crisis in the United States and Europe. The banking sector, included in the S&P 500, has tumbled by 13% this year. Moreover, the crashes of the two regional banks last month revived concerns about a looming recession. According to the Bank of America, depositors in the US withdrew $538 billion in cash in the last 8 months. At the same time, bank giants were flooded with cash because alarmed depositors transferred their funds from small and regional lenders. Since then, such massive cash transfers dialed down, and some funds were invested in the US Treasuries. Though the outlook is still overshadowed, the stock investors dispelled fears today. Wells Fargo and JP Morgan, major financial institutions in the United States, reported growth in profits in the first quarter. Their shares jumped by 1% and 4.5% respectively. The S&P 500 rose by nearly 0.8% yesterday in the pre-market on Friday. Futures on the S&P 500 added another 0.1% yesterday, and the index gained momentum after the report on the US producer prices. Today, Wall Street cemented optimism amid the corporate reports by large American banks. Interestingly, stock investors are not pricing in the Fed's rate hike in May. Forex traders are trying to predict more distant policy decisions of the Federal Reserve. The S&P 500 closed yesterday higher at 4,175 points and approached resistance at about 4,200 points. Today, after a batch of fresh economic data in the United States, the index sharply dropped and shifted to a lower corridor between 4,161 and 4,177 points. The S&P 500 was trading at about 4,136 points in the early New York trade. Now, the nearest support moved lower to 4,100 points, and the next one is seen at 4,075 points. The stock market is trading with a high volatility today on the back of macroeconomic data and comments by the Fed's policymakers. Hence, US stocks could rebound later. Today, Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic said that one more rate hike by 25 basis points could allow the Federal Reserve to halt its tightening cycle. There is one condition: inflation should decline steadily to the target level of 2%. Aggressive rate increases launched last year are just beginning to bite, so it might take some time for the full effect, he commented. The report on the U.S. retail sales released today proves that the series of Fed's rate hikes has dented consumer activity. Retail sales fell by 1% in March, following a 0.2% downtick in February. It means that American households are on a tight budget. Consumers are unwilling to spend money in the face of another rate hike. Recently, Fed policymakers in their comment reveal hesitation to push ahead with a hawkish monetary policy, and the prospects of the dovish reversal in the Fed stance hurt the US dollar, so the greenback went into a free fall. Yields of US Treasuries are moving downward in the sink. The US dollar index slumped to the lows of 2023 at about 100.80. It could plummet even lower to the landmark level of 100 points. And today the US dollar recouped some of its weekly losses on the back of hawkish comments by Raphael Bostic and Federal Reserve Board of Governors member Christopher Waller. The US dollar index is expected to rebound from earlier lows and trade in the corridor between 100.70 and 101.30. The Canadian dollar has appreciated by more than 1% since Monday, and the USD card pair is trading within the intraday corridor between 1.3302 and 1.3350 with a slight upward bias. Today, the sellers are setting the tone for the instrument. The dynamic of WTI prices, Canada's major export commodity, looks subdued on Friday. Meanwhile, the loonie is consolidating its recent achievements of around the 2-month high and holding slightly above 1.3340 in the early American session. Today, Bank of Canada Governor Tiff Macklem came up with the comments in favor of a pause in a monetary tightening. Such prospects are bearish for the Canadian currency. Bitcoin is expecting its stunning rally. Technical indicators also signal the scenario of the price growth to $35,000. For the time being, this level seems unrealistic in the near future. But Bitcoin can make a sensation. Today, the token tried to conquer the high at 31,000 but missed a few dozens of dollars. It had to retreat from $30,948. Today, Bitcoin is trading in the green, within the corridor between 30,327 and 30,964. Its price is sensitive to the news on the crypto industry. For example, the news on the US regulators' investigation into Ripple. Chair of the US Securities and Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler, faces a potential subpoena. Republican policymakers said that the official refused to provide the requested information on the FTX crypto exchange. In the case of the regulator does not deliver this information, it could be demanded through court proceedings. We wish you good luck in trading and a nice weekend. See you online next week.